Hello. Okay, I'm going to attempt to get this tutorial done. This is the first shelf that I did, and I actually have a whole nother row now, so I need to make that one bigger. But I need to make another shelf for here, so I have two more, so it needs to fit in there. So it's difficult to give you measurements for this because it's just a matter of how much you need and how much space you got and how big you need it. So okay, I got about 12 inches up there. I can go as big as 12 inches, and I can't go any higher than, say, 15. We'll say 15 inches with the things. I'm gonna make another shelf for these Recollection glitter stacks here. So you basically have to measure what you're gonna need. Like they're 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches, so you kind of have to estimate your measurements based on what the bottle size is. Like this ruler was really handy for this. These were less than 1 inch. So that's how I calculated that. And this is another shelf. This is all foam board. Well, that's not foam board. That's a Recollection shelf. This is all foam board. This was a shelf I made for clay. And like I put these little slots in here so you could pull them out. It's too hard to get your finger in there to get them out. So that's foam board, and that's a lot of clay. That's really heavy, so it's pretty sturdy. So so much you can do with this. There's that shelf. There's that. This one. These ones actually have like a lip in here. This one doesn't. These ones sit on top, like they can slide right off. So there's two different ways to do these shelves. That one has the lip too, and I'll give you an idea of how to do both. There's another this is another little cabinet I made for my marker collection. That's foam board too, so there's so much you can do with foam board. Okay, so I'm gonna pause this. Hopefully I don't lose this and screw this up. I'm not great at videotaping, and when I start measuring and cutting, I'll come back. Okay, so we're back, and I got really bad lighting in here. The chandelier's creating a shadow on here. Okay, anyway, first of all, always make sure you cut foam board with an X-Acto knife. You can cut it with scissors, but if you cut it with scissors, you are not going to have a clean edge. No matter how hard you try, you're better off with a knife. And this is a new blade. The sharper the blade, the nicer the cut you'll get. You'll get a nice clean edge. Okay, so what I did, I figured I needed about just under 12, 11.5. I think I made these.
No, can you show me?
Yeah, 11.5. Okay, so I started with you need 3 shelves, and then the base will be make your first shelf. So this will be your second, third, and fourth shelf, because I'm going to make it 4 shelves high, 11.5 wide to fit in the space I need. So you basically have to just determine
show me.
What size bottles. I don't even know if this is coming into focus. Mom. You basically need to decide hang on, Jason, what size bottles you want. And these ones I'm making, they were 1.5 inches, but with the lid, I think I did 1 3/4 inches or something. Did a little over 1 3/4 inches. With the lid, and give it some space. You want a little give. So I think I made them 1 3/4 inches each. So I got 3 of them. This will be the first riser, second riser, third riser, fourth riser, and I do the bottom and the sides after I've put all this together. So I'm gonna go ahead, rather than you sit and watch me cut, I'll cut all these pieces out. Like as far as measurements go, you have to just basically judge what you wanted. I wanted them a little less than 2 inches high, so this is 2 inches high, and I put a little line here to show you. This little amount here is the width of the foam board. So you start just do, this would be the easiest way. Start from there, and then you basically, this height should be 2 of these, and then this height should be, it's going out of focus, this height on this one should be basically these, if you look, it'll be these 2 together, because you're making them all, the shelves this high, this height, so from there to there. So you're going to be adding basically that plus that little bit there to each level, so to tier it up. So this one, if you look, is the width of those 2 put together. Then this one would be the width of that plus that and that little piece together on top of this one. I guess I need to back up here. On top of this one. So this one is that distance away bigger than this one. So that's how this is going to be your first back wall, second back wall, third back wall, and your very back wall. And then after I cut all this out, I'll show you how to piece it together, and then I'll show you how to put the back and the sides. I just basically draw them out as I'm going. The back and the bottom. I mean, sorry, not the back, the bottom and the sides, because you need to do a lot of calculations to figure out what that is. It's just easier to draw it once it's put together. Okay, my son is driving me crazy here. Say hi, Jason.
Hi.
Okay, he wants to be on YouTube.
9 years old.
Yes, he's 9 years old. Okay, so I'll be back after I've cut all this out. Okay, so I've cut the pieces out. Now, how am I going to do this? Okay, Jason! Jason! Come here, please! Quick! Okay, if inside with the lip on the front, I would need supports under here. Hold on one sec. To support this shelf, because the weight of the bottles and stuff could make your shelf collapse. Now, I'm going to do it like this. Watch your finger there. Watch your finger. I'm going to do it on top. So the support is there on the bottom. And I'll use just a little scrap piece watch out, underneath, back in here. Here's what I'll do. You just make yourself a marking with that first piece. Let me get rid of the back shelf. With that first piece.
It's too close, Mom. It's too close up.
I know, but I'm trying to hold it and explain it. I'll line these 2 up. Make a mark where the bottom of that is, and then I'll glue a little support across there to support the back of the shelf, so it sits on that. And then it'll sit in like this. Hold the 2 pieces together. Thanks. And then so it'll be on there, and then on the back support. And then you do this for each tier. Now you'll see why. Is this the long one? No, this is. Sorry, I really suck at camera work. This is the long one. You put that between your fingers. That'll hold that in place. There we go. Let me get this one up from underneath you. Okay, so that's 1 shelf. That's 2 shelves. That's 3 shelves, and then the 4th one will be on the base on the bottom at the end.
And it's mini.
So I'm gonna put these together. I'll put in the support, and then I'll show you what they look like from the side view, and so you can see how I put the support in, and then I'll show you how to cut the backs. Okay, so I have this part glued together, and there's the little strips of supports that I was talking about. One other thing I forgot about is I glue on the bottom these little cut right through. You need to do a cut right through.
Mom, can you get a video of me?
And you'll destroy your dining room table if you don't. Pardon me. Pardon me.
Can you get a video of me?
And there's Jason. Missing some teeth. Okay, so on the bot, you're just gonna put this on another.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
piece.
Look.
Yeah, you're still missing 1 tooth.
Where?
Okay, and then.
Oh, right here, yeah. It's never coming in.
Hold on 1 second, please. Okay, because I can't. They won't be able to hear you and
How
me.
can his teeth never grow in?
Your teeth will grow in. Just gonna take
No,
some.
it's this one.
Yeah, it'll. No, it's the one on the top.
It's since I was 2.
No,
No, it's not on the bottom.
Okay, so.
No, I'm talking to Mom.
Let me see. Let me see your teeth then. You're missing that one, and you're missing one up the front too.
Where?
On the top. That's the one they took out when you were 2.
Yeah, and it grew in as a grown-up tooth.
No more monkeys jumping on the bed. Okay, I'm gonna line this up the back here. Okay, so you need to go. I want 4 shelves, so I got 1, 2, 3, and the 4th one is going to be the base. So I would need to put. I'll have to do this off camera, but I'm just gonna measure.
Did you guys spray paint this?
The same distance as these shelves.
Dad, did you guys
on the
spray
bottom
paint
here, and then I'm gonna cut it all the way. Measure the distance. Make it the same width as these because you're gonna put side pieces on. And then I'm gonna put a little lip in the front too. You don't have to do that, but you can. I'll do that at the end too. I'll show you just a little, I don't know, little lip on the front. But I'll cut the base, and then before I put the side on, I'll come back and show you how. I'll just show you now actually. The side, I just put it here on its side. Line it up. You gotta put the bottom on first though. So it's gonna be out to about here somewhere. Okay, so I do a little lip up, so we're gonna start from the top of the lip and then measure, then just draw a diagonal straight up. And it'll usually come out just a little bit from the edge, but it gives you you don't have to put it on, but if you want a side wall, keeps everything in place and neat.
That's so cool.
Then,
it just has like 3 rows, like a 10.
That'll all be covered up though afterwards. So like basically, you're just gonna line it up. That's why I say there's really no measuring here, because until you get everything together, there could be some. You see there are gaps, glues, and stuff that doesn't make everything perfect. So trying to cut it, measuring it, just doesn't work properly with the stuff. So then you're just gonna draw a line from there down to once you have the base on. Down to your bottom piece, at the edge of your bottom piece or the top of the lip, and then that'll be your side, and do the same thing on the other side, and then I'll come back and show you after I've done it. Okay, be back. Okay, here's I figured I'd show you before I put the last piece on. There's the side piece. What's gonna end up looking like. I just square off the top, so it's a little neater. I'm going to do on all the lines, get a stronger bond. I'll just throw a little bit of tape on the edge to hold it in place. Here's the glue I'm using. I don't recommend using hot glue on this. It's not going to bond very well. First of all, it melts the foam inside, and it also comes apart very easy with foam poured. But a good white glue is all you need. And this stuff actually dries pretty quick. It's a little more pricier than the regular tacky glue, but I use this for stuff like this. Okay, so I'm gonna glue this last piece on, then I'm gonna trim it up with I use a little deco tape or something to trim up the edges. See all the seams here? I just use a little bit of deco tape across it, covers the seams. You can paint foam board, but it doesn't paint very good because it's so slick. The regular acrylic paint doesn't stick well to it. Spray paint works well on it. Duct tape works best, to tell you the truth. But I like it plain white with just a little bit of deco tape. Depends on what you like, but yeah, you're gonna use acrylic paint. You need to put several coats on it. I've painted scenes and done 3-dimensional scenes with foam board before, and you do need quite a few layers of paint. So that's it. I'll come back and show you when it's done with the glitter on it. Okay? Okay, so it's all done now. Here's what it looks like. I put some deco tape along the edge. I put deco tape on all of them, just to clean up the edges. I left some real ones anymore. Once they're run out of the colors I like, I'm gonna switch to these big ones. Because I go through a lot of glitter, not just for resin. I go through it with a lot of different things I do. There's a stand for nail polish and some confetti jars in there. There's more glitter there, some inks and things in there. And I ended up putting on, also while I did that other shelf, the 4th shelf on here, so now this is all on one. And that's the clay shelf. And the pen's in the way. And those are the markers I use mostly. But there's so much you can do with foam board. I do room boxes with them also, and some furniture and like counters and things and miniatures I do. But it's all contained. I just have this thing now of glitter. I just keep it under here because I don't know what else to do with that. But all my glitter is all has a place now. Okay, so if you have any questions, I'll answer them. As far as measurements go, you just have to do a little bit of math and figure out how big you want it and how wide you want the shelves, as opposed to how much each shelf's going to measure, because that's going to be like all 4 of these shelves are all different sizes. I don't think any one of them, as you can see, they're even all different heights. I didn't use the same measurements on each one. It just depended on what jar I put on it. So I made them specific to the jars. Luckily, this just so happened to fit those inks too. So anyway, that's it. If you have any questions, let me know. Somebody had asked me to do a craft room tour. I got a bunch of things still to do here, so once I get this room finished cleaning up, I'll do. This is a huge. I'll just pan around. There's a lot. There's a whole wall over there still. Go back and make you dizzy. There's like, I'll do a craft room tour one of these days, and once I get it all finished organizing. This was a big headache though, I need all this stuff where I could reach it. And I'll do a video on these two. These are the alcohol inks that I made. Somebody asked about someone trying out the highlighters. I did try the highlighters. Some worked, some didn't. So I'll do a video on them too. And then I'll do a video up there. I have my homemade glimmer mist too, so I'll do a separate video on that one of these days too. Okay, that's it. Bye-bye.